Howdy chaps, and welcome back to another Swift Delicious video. I know people didn't really like the last one, but because it's a Swift. But this is my channel and I do what I like. I do what I want. So, I have been busy. I've gallivanted around to the, well, two main U-Pilot yards. There is another one at Gilman, but that actually, if you're in South Australia, heads up, I reckon that one's going to be shut down very soon. So they'll be doing the two main yards. But, so I've been looking for Swift parts, and they get plundered pretty quick. They are a very popular car. I'll show you what I picked up, and we'll get some work done, eh? Right, here we go. So Swift, as you well know, it is a little nuggety car. It's actually a very, very good car. Really can't say too much bad about these. They're actually way better than you think. So I went to Gilman first because they had a blue one, but somebody had already beat me to it, and the doors and everything was all pulled off. And one slight annoying thing is when they put them on the stands, it seemed to be a Gilman thing. It wasn't a Lonsdale thing, thankfully. But at Gilman, they were putting the wheel, sort of, two rims welded together to truck up the car. They put them right underneath the guard where you can't get the guard bolts out, and you can't lift the car or do anything, so you sort of can't get any guards off the cars at Gilman. So I did get a door because it's a long drive and I wanted to make it worth my while, which is why I've got two different colours. So I've got a Mickey Mouse front left door with hinges. Didn't want the mirror or anything like that because there's nothing wrong with that one. So perfect. Should just need a scotchy and a paint. Unfortunately, I know that car hadn't been in there very long and it was already pretty heavily gutted. Then I went to Lonsdale, and thankfully, like, one of the 7 Swifts actually had parts that were useful. Bar not perfect, but somebody else had pulled it off and then thrown it away. It was sort of 3 cars away, which was kind of fortunate. So, got a bar. It's not great. Got a cowl panel, only because I broke this one when I took it off the other day. A bit of the guard liner, like that's a splash shield that goes up the guard. The guard liner, bar, cowl panel, headlight and guard. And thankfully this guard didn't have 40 tonne of urethane in the bar slide. So, and of course it's got an indicator. These indicators, the side, we could call them a side repeater light like on any Falcon. They're notoriously for breaking as soon as they're removed. The little springy bit of plastic just snaps clean off. I think I broke 3 of them trying to get them out. So I decided on that one, I might just leave it in. And I needed that VVT badge, a variable valve timing. So, in theory, we actually have all the parts to fix this car. I even chiseled off a couple of brackets. This one and this one. So I'll have to straighten that little guy up. And I might just put a nut and a washer underneath it and then do the guard bolt up. Made sure I got the door with the hinges because I think pretty damn sure those hinges are bent. And I got the guard line and all the clips, so I've got to straighten that down, straighten those back up, throw the bumper bar away, strip the driving lights and stuff out of it, straighten up that guard bracket there, throw that headlight in the bin once I plunder it of its globies, and then fit the door, guard, headlight, bar, and put the cowl panel on. I'm thinking what I might do with this car is actually just throw it together with the multicoloured panels, just to get it on the road and registered and see what the car is actually like. You never know, it might be a colossal pile of crap. So I suspect it's not, but you never know. But it's good to test a car with as little money invested as possible. So I should be able to get this on the road with the money I have currently spent, which is I think $275 at one yard and $169 at another yard. So for less than $500, I've got all the parts to fix this car. Incredible, eh? So, what I'm going to do is probably might even attempt to do some time-lapsing, which I haven't done in forever. I'll get that passenger front door off, strip the interior off it, mirror out, and I will cough and splutter and try and fit the new door and see if it shuts nicely, eh? See you in a second. So I thought I'd just run you through removing the door trim off a Swift, and you're going to probably go, oh my god, That is so simple. Graham, you're a genius. However do you live with yourself? Push in the centre of those clips. You've got to try and pop them out with a clip remover. I used to have a tack remover, but I don't know where it is. And I like to put the stuff. See these clips? I don't know if you can see it. When they're in the door trim like that, you push in the centre, pops like that, then they release, and you can pull the whole thing out. When you put them back in, you push them all the way back out, and then just push in the tip when it's done. Just like that. Same with that one. Reset it back to 0. Problem solved. Now, I suspect that's how that was going to come out. Just need to jiggle it a bit. Come on. You've been in there too long. Yeah, it's got a capacitor on it. There we go. Pop that out. You got there. Right. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. Right. Come out of there. Look. This is slightly a bit difficult if there's too much crap down the hand grip, as you know, people drop food crumbs and stuff all through them. Sometimes the screw head's got so much junk in it you can't actually get the screwdriver into it. Now the next trick will be go back down there, over there. Now, getting access to that window winder will be a little tricky. But that's actually the door trim off, by the way. Come on. Always a mongrel, aren't they? I'll just pull it out like that. So normally, if you could get to it easily, you just push on the back of that. But it's proving to be quite a pain in the butthole. There we go. Piece of cake. Delicious, delicious cake. Now, I'm going to take the mirror off, like that. Gimme. Oh yeah, old cars, they're so good. I'll tell you what's better than old cars, new cars. Sorry, but new cars are nicer to work on. Now, because there's a hook on this piece of plastic, that mirror is not going to fall off once I take the 3 screws out. Take 3 nuts off, basically. Et voila! Right, now I don't know if you can see this, so I might just move you. Right, hello. Now, get a little. There's a clip on the top of this thing. You've usually got to peel that rubber off. Does make it a bit easier. And we will switch to, get my drink out of the way, this guy. Now if I had 2 hands free, this would be 50 times easier. Alright. That bundle of wires should just pull out, although it's one-handed, it's proving to be a little tricky. And of course some of them going back in. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put you down and catch up in a second. Just like that, all that wiring comes out of the door. like that. Now what we do is the check strap. What I like to do is put the camera down somehow. Is it going to let me do it? Yes, right. And I will push shut the door effectively and push that check strap back into the door whilst removing the bolt. Gee, you can't tell I was worked at a crash shop, can you? Come on. Right, now, time to probably take the camera, go on the outside, undo these bolts, because these are all shouldered because there's no paint on them, which means you can take these out and they'll go back in exactly the same spot. There's no adjustment, nothing. They'll just go in and go out. That's why the factory never paint them, because when they're assembling the cars, they put it all together, do the body, and then the doors come back off. So doors go on, get adjusted, perfect, and then they undo these bolts, which have no paint on them. The doors go off and get assembled, and then they come and find their way back onto the vehicle later. Right, and this one, you basically just push in that clip, push this blue plastic clip forward, and the wiring disconnects perfectly. So now, that's just it. We just undo the 4 bolts here, and literally just take the door off the car. So, now let's see if I can do this. Bear with me, you're on the fly today. Setting up my trestle. Camera stand. Yeah, you're probably shaking around a bit at the moment, but hey, welcome to life. And those lights over there are giving me the poops. They're affecting the camera. There's some other lights somewhere else doing it too. Oh, well. Now, when doing these door bolts, go from the bottom up, because even when you've got the door open, the top bolt is enough to hold the whole weight of the door. And you can take out 3 of the 4 and not have to worry about it slamming to the ground or anything stupid. And if you're wondering if I miss crash shop life, I do. I do. Because it is way easier than restorations. About the max time you'll ever see a car is like 2 weeks. Restoration, you see the same car for about 2 years. Hard to see, but there is a slight shoulder on that bolt. Now, I assure you those hinges are damaged. Bloop. You didn't see that. Oop, there we go. Et voila! Now, where am I going with this? This way. And that's how simple it is to remove a door off a Suzuki Swift. I'm now going to, off camera, change the hinges and, you know, offer up the new door. So, see you in a second. Alrighty, and just like that, the door is on, bolted in, No adjustment, just put the bolts in, they find their own way, and there you go. Look at that. Perfect panel gaps, and tell me modern cars aren't good. So good. And obviously the wiring just plugs straight in. Literally, put the mirror on, plug the window switch back on, put the door trim on, put the check strap back on, and you're good to rock and roll. If only the door was the right colour. Bit of a bummer, but it's only paint. And because I got a door that is utterly perfect, not a dent, scratch or rust in it, it should be able to just be scotchied. Looks like a bit of glue from the belt mould. Should be able to just be scotchied, and the next lot of paint goes straight over the top. Should be able to, as long as it doesn't have any issues. But how about that for a fitment? Perfect. Just like I bought one. And those are the bolts out of the door. We don't need those anymore. I'm not going to throw them away because they're always handy. Where did I put in a little box? I actually put it on the passenger floor, didn't I? And you can just go down there. Right, I'm going to get that door assembled, and then we can look into this guard issue. That will be harder than putting a door on. The door was actually, as you saw, pretty damn simple, but this is going to require some finessing. But I mean, talk about a car that's easy to fix. Actually, for a first person you want to learn how to work, modify and build a car, this would be a brilliant one, like a Swift. Talk about, you know, parts availability, cheap, reliable. I wouldn't have said it's a rocket ship, but I wouldn't have said it was slow as a wet week either. So I will see you in a second once I've figured out where I'm at next. Alrighty, and that's all the damaged bits off. Pretty straightforward, just clips and screws and stuff, so not much holds those bars on. A couple of 10 mils across the bottom and a couple of clips in each corner. A screw into the guard, and then obviously your bar slide does quite a bit. Not much was holding that headlight in, maybe one bolt. That's the remnants of the damaged front guard liner. So we have 3 bent brackets. This guy, which he's a little bit sadder than I was hoping he'd be, and this guy. So he's straighten him up, straighten him up, straighten him up, and we can put a guard back on. Oh, and this guy here. He's not as happy as he once was. I'm not happy. And then guard, headlight, new bar, once I put all the driving lights. Actually, that bar, this one's actually got driving lights. They're not a common option to have driving lights, but cool to have. Probably explains why that one's missing them. Someone's probably already taken them. Now, so not a whole lot behind the front bar. If you got tow barred through here, then literally nothing would happen to your car. You got tow barred here, though. Game over, mate. Gee, there's nothing to these cars. Looks way worse than it was. It's just a scratch. 'Tis a flesh wound, as they might say in the classics. 'Tis but a scratch. Right, I'm going to try and straighten up those brackets and this one, and then we'll try and put a guard on, eh? What do you reckon? Yeah? Good. Alrighty, making good progress. Good morning, Vietnam. Actually realised when I was looking at the light, there's a little dent right there. Slightly annoying, but it's okay. I know a guy. Look at that. It fits exceptionally well. Wish it was the same. Imagine if I could have got blue panels, yeah? The thing would just about be repaired. Now, just got to straighten up this front bracket a bit more. It's close, but now it just needs to roll around like that effectively. Test fit the headlight and throw the other bar on and see how we're looking. We're not looking too shabby. So yeah, I was thinking about it while I was working on this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just throw it together, because it pretty much goes together like that. It's like Lego, it just snapped together. And then I'm going to get it on the road, and it's going to look a little bit stupid with, you know, a black bumper and a black guard and a white door. But I mean, you could almost think it was a cop car. Kind of looks funny like that. And see what the car is like, because it could have a blown gearbox, could have a dead clutch, you know, it could have all sorts of other issues we don't even know about. So get it on the road, give it a run around, see what it's like, and then look at stripping it down for door, guard and bumper bar paint jobs. And obviously just fix that little baby dent that's in that guard, which is just right there. Annoying, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to keep on, and I'll see you when I've made a little bit more progress. Alrighty chaps, and that'll do it for this video. I don't know if it was too exciting or not exciting or boring or whatever, but the car is now usable again. Yes, I left the front driving lights out and things like that because I'm not 100% convinced I'm going to use this front bar because it's not that good, but I needed a front bar to put on it for now so I could actually use the vehicle. And for a car that looked like it had been run down the side with a can opener, it actually has gone together rather well. I just quickly gave the headlights a bit of a with the buffer, and they came up, well, not perfect, but a lot better. Yellow headlights really detract from the vehicle. So, got to clean it. It's been under a gum tree or something. There's just filth all over it. Yeah, just got to give it a clean, get the numbers and gibberish off the windows, get it registered, which should be, you know, piece of cake here in South Australia, and see what it's like as an automobile. And then we can look at getting the door, guard and bar painted, or maybe the door and guard painted and maybe another bar. Don't know. I haven't put the guard liner in a few things because what's the point of putting them in when you've got to take them straight back out again? So I sort of put them in the boot with all the clips and thought, no, that's where it can stay for now. The car is usable, nothing's going to fall off. And as far as repair, if I could have got, imagine how much better this could have been if I had managed to get the panels in the right colour. If I had got a bar, a door and a guard in the right colour, your car would have been done. But you know, you can't win everything. And what I learnt this morning at the wreck is these things, once they go into the wrecking yard, it's like a homeless man on a sandwich. It is just gone. It is. These things are just plundered. Like also with the Prado, when they go into wrecking yards, they are gutted within weeks. It doesn't take very long. So anything like this, or little Japanese cars, are just gutted so fast. But there was obviously no structural damage with this car, because I mean, look how perfect those gaps are. I mean, obviously the tape line is different because it's a different door, and we can't tell you that this hasn't been changed before, and I reckon it has. So, a bit of a shame it's got a dent there, and those rub marks from those roof racks may never come out. Bit of a bummer. Can't win everything though. Win some, lose some. It's supposed to be a little nuggety car that someone can bum around to the shops and back in, or a first person's car. And as everybody knows, you do crash your first car. So, as evident by the side being smashed in. But all in all, for our little weekend fixer-upper, that's pretty good. So I'll see you on the next one, chaps.